Get Bobby in here. Where is Bobby Slayton? Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Comes in whenever he can.
I know.
Except when I want him to.
Bobby.
How can you ring a doorbell and then it's like, come on in, and then he's not even here
yet. He didn't
yet.
hear us say, come on in.
How you doing, man?
Studio around. By the way, God, hi guys.
Hi,
It's been
Bobby.
so long since I've been here. I've been so long. There's a really weird way to start the show. Which one's Heidi? Which one's Frank?
I know.
Huh? Where's Frosty? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time since you've been on.
How are you guys?
We're good.
You know, I was driving here listening to your show, of course. Of course, many options on the radio. You know, plus you have the satellite. Would I dare to put that on when I can listen to radio like this? You know, I don't know
And you
this
still
sports
decided
guy.
to come, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
you know, your sports guy there. What's his name? Donahue guy?
Todd
Yeah.
Donahoe.
Okay, whatever his name is. Okay, that guy, and I'm convinced that, first of all, when I hear a guy say he likes to play golf with his wife, okay, here's what this guy is so whipped and so out of his mind that he's convinced himself that he likes to play golf with his wife. I'm not going to even look at him because he's pissing me off. Okay, you got to remember, I'm not a golfer, and I hate golf with a passion, but everybody I know, every comic, every actor, everybody I know loves golf with a passion, so maybe I'm missing something here. It's like...
I've never played either.
It's just not for me. And people, did you try it? And I go, yeah, I've tried it. But again, it's like crystal meth or gay sex. I'm sure it's terrific. I'd rather not try it. Because in case I like it, that's one more problem I'm going to have in my life. All I need is to have a boyfriend, a crystal meth habit, and golf clubs.
Yeah,
I don't need
and an
any more
18
aggravation in my
handicap.
life. I do nothing all day. I'm a comic. I have 23 hours a day to do nothing. I don't have enough time on my hands. So I'm listening to talk about golf, and here's the problem. The game of golf was obviously invented by guys who many, many years ago decided I got to come up with something so stupid that it'll help me go out with my friends that my wife will have no interest in whatsoever. And we'll walk around like mental patients, like trained monkeys at 6 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't matter how hot it is. If it's raining out, we're going to play golf. Women will never do this. Now, women have now caught on to golf, and it's great if you want to play by yourself. But what happens to a guy like Mr. Whipped over there? He's playing golf with his wife, and all these women are on the golf course going, look at that nice man playing golf with his wife. And they're hugging, they're kissing like a bunch of... It's horrible. It's horrendous. And then they take a picture with the little iPhone. Honey, look at this nice man. Why can't you be like him? And then what that leads to is holding hands in public. Next thing you know, taking a bubble bath or a shower with your wife. And then you want to turn to crystal meth and gay sex because your life is over. Taking a bath with your wife. Oh, my God.
Yeah, golf was invented, I think. I think the word golf stands for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Yeah.
And that's how they got the name of golf.
Yes.
And so it was at least 4 hours a day that your wife would go, okay, you can go, and then you could be out there with your buddies.
Right.
And pretty much, whether the game sucks or not, or it's totally frustrating. You can't be, I mean, it's the most frustrating thing in the world, but it is 4 hours away.
Can you
That's all
imagine
it is.
playing
They
with
should have
your...
called it 4 hours away.
Okay. I played golf once. I was doing a TV show, and we had to play golf. So I didn't know how to play golf. A couple other guys didn't know how to play golf. It was Mind to the Married Man. We're in Chicago, and we're on a golf course all day. And I said, I don't even know how to do this.
Was that
And
the Ray Romano show?
No, that was a show that was on that nobody saw between The Sopranos and Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I
sounds
thought would be my
familiar.
big hit,
Yeah.
my big claim to fame. And
Still
here I'm at 8
nothing.
o'clock in the morning in traffic doing your show
Be on
to
our
plug my
record
gig at the Comedy Magic Club. But anyway,
In Hermosa.
so they have a golf pro on the set to teach us, how to just swing. And I'm trying it, and I'm not getting it. And they go, well, you can't just learn it in an hour. So all day long, you sit around on a TV set or a movie set. So I'm trying to play golf. The next day I'm trying to play golf. And all of a sudden I yell out a 4-letter word. And some guy says to me, excuse me, sir, there are women here. Okay, that's another reason women shouldn't play golf. That if a guy wants to yell at a 4-letter word, you talk about that, what we talked about earlier.
By the way,
that,
I'm here. I'm a woman. I mean, some might disagree with that, but I don't mind if you use 4-letter
No,
words.
most women don't.
Right.
But again, if women want to play golf, play on your own time. If you want to become firefighters, have your own unit, because I don't know how you would get ready in time. I think it would just be dangerous to have a woman. I think the guys in the truck, she's still in the bathroom. Will you tell her we have to go? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be on the fire department. You should have your own unit, like the clowns at the circus, like the midgets when the big top starts on fire. The women show up in that little truck. Well, there goes half of the audience.
No, there was
It's all
a
right.
firefighter. I mean, there was a story in the news about a firefighter was in West Hollywood, and his apartment caught on fire, and the fire station had to come put it out. So I don't know if it was his apartment or if he was in West Hollywood.
Oh, no.
And he's a firefighter, and and his unit had to show up and put out the fire. His
Why
unit.
do you have to do the lasso? He's a firefighter.
Well, I'm thinking it was a fireman in West Hollywood, and a fire started. Somebody needs to use some lube.
Okay, I need to take a breath. So anyway,
You haven't taken a breath.
That's Bobby. He's the pit bull of comedy.
That's Bobby Slayton.
That's right.
You know,
That's why you don't seem like a golfer, because you're high energy. Golfers are like,
are you
"All
athletic?
right, I gotta slow
Well,
down."
I masturbate and I like to scuba dive. Whatever I can do by myself.
But you don't do those at the same time.
I have been known to. I'm a multitasker.
Yikes.
Have you ever tried to get the bends and just take care of yourself?
I don't go too deep. But, I'm not. Here's the thing, because when you do play golf, you have to have a little bit of patience. It's supposed to be very zen. But if somebody doesn't make a right turn on a red light, I mean, you talk about road rage. And my wife will always say to me, well, you're not in a hurry. And I go, it doesn't matter. You got to make a right turn on a red light. In L.A., there's not enough congestion, not enough jackasses driving on the street, not enough traffic. And when you have somebody doing 55 or 65 in the carpool lane, there are people, as you know, that don't get it. Just because you have a child in the car or 4 people or 9 lawnmowers or whatever you have, you're not allowed to be in that lane unless you're going 100 miles an hour like Batman.
Right.
It's a passing lane, not the carpool lane.
You've been married for a long time, right?
Yeah.
How long?
Great.
How long have you been married? You have to. There's a secret. You have a secret. What do you do? To maintain.
Never home.
I should. Well, that's basically it.
You got 3 shows this weekend.
Right.
It's basically, here's the great thing. My wife, until about 3 years ago, had a beautiful little clothing store in West LA. And the recession hit, and a lot of small businesses. She had to close up. But until then, basically, I was on the road every Wednesday through Sunday. And when I was home, like playing, let's say, the Comedy Magic Club tonight or the Hollywood Improv tomorrow or even Irvine Improv next week down at the Spectrum. I wasn't trying to get a plug in. I just give you an example of what I do when I'm home. Because I know you're not going to plug it. I have to do all the work around this place. Why don't I just do sports and weather when we're finished with this and hit the next spot? Christ. I come in, you think you're going to take a break. It was Slayton's coming. That's why you have me in, not because you like me.
Oh, of
we
course.
can relax for 15 minutes.
I know. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. It's a little intermission for you.
You're better than Freebird when a DJ has to go to the bathroom.
Bobby Slayton on, I got to poop.
Yeah.
But going back to, you've been married a long time, and you were joking about taking a bath with your wife. But when is the last time that you took a bath with your wife?
Well, that time
it was just a bath.
Period.
What am I, 3 years old?
But
it feels good, though.
I remember my mother used to give me a bath in the sink when I was 2. I mean, I can almost remember that. And I would do that for my daughter. But as far as taking a bath, we have a pretty big bathtub, but it's not a jacuzzi. It's not like a Scarface where you smoked a cigar and you have to and the girls, But so it's a regular bathtub. But most guys, you can barely get your own fat ass in the tub. Now your wife's in there too, and then I always get to side with the faucet in my bath.
Oh.
Now you're floating around in dirt, and it's like taking a shower together. Is that not the one place at the end of a day, start of a day for all of us, away from your wife, your husband, your kids, taxes, death, whatever, and then your wife's in there talking to you. And she's under the hot water.
Getting cold.
I know, you got to stand. No, you got to stand
just,
outside the water.
So the last time I took a bath with my wife,
my turn.
We have a jacuzzi. She'll come in the jacuzzi, and
Never mind that.
He
missed that. Was that a joke?
Yes, you'll hear it later on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Heidi, explain that one to me. That's Heidi. That's Frank. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, it's funny just coming here from the valley. It took me about 40 minutes. And what I'm thinking about doing now, because, Hermosa Beach, have you been to the Comedy Magic Club? It's one of the best clubs in the country.
I heard it's beautiful, yeah.
That's why Leno still plays there on Sunday nights. I'm thinking about from here, since I'm halfway there, my show's at 8 o'clock, maybe I'll just go down now.
Right.
It's a nice day. I got 11 hours to kill. Why go back to the valley, and then we have to turn around and go down there anyway.
And you said you have 23 hours in a day where you're not working?
Not working.
What TV shows are you watching right now?
Oh my God! What am I watching? You know what I love, and everybody's got a guilty pleasure, and I like all the standard great shows. I'm watching Ray Donovan now, I finally just finished Breaking Bad. I'm watching Sopranos again because I haven't seen them since the original run. There's so many great shows, Homeland and the Kevin Spacey show.
House of Cards, yeah.
It's almost
there's
too much.
nothing on television. There's so much on television.
Yeah, you're still not on any of those shows.
I'm none of them. No, I'm none of them. They've gone through,
Doesn't seem fair.
I remember when that retarded kid Corky got a show. They started giving it to you can't use the word retarded. Now they give shows to autistic kids. We'll get to Bobby eventually. We got to go through all the
Life
dogs.
goes on.
There was Beethoven. There was Lassie. See if there's any more animals and autistic children. And then if we can't find anybody left, see if there's any midgets. Go to the circus. See if anybody wants to show. If we can't find anybody, go to some radio people. Talk to Frank. See if Heidi wants to show. And the whip guy, the sports guy, talk to. And if nobody wants to show, there's nobody left. Go to Slayton.
Yeah, go to Slayton. He'll be performing tonight at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach. For tickets, comedyandmagicclub.com. But I'm sure you can go down there and get him at the door, right?
If it's not sold out from the show, we should do traffic. You know what? I come in here and things get all crazy. I'd like to see what's going on. And traffic, by the way, traffic sucks. Why do you have to bump people out with traffic? Why don't you just go to ISIS, see what they're up to? Hey, any beheadings today? Let's go to traffic at ISIS, see what's happening today. Traffic. By the way, I got that thing, Waze. It's a great little app.
Yeah.
I'm not a big app guy, but Waze will tell you how to get to places. But there's one called Waze, and the great backup one is called Beat the Traffic. If you put in that app, Beat the Traffic, and you're going from the Valley to Hermosa Beach to see my show, and you put in Beat the Traffic, it actually comes back. What, are you kidding me?
Right.
It says, are you kidding?
It's Los
LA.
Angeles.
Are you kidding?
You're also going to be at the Hollywood Improv tomorrow night, hollywood.improv.com for tickets there. Then next week, you'll be performing at the new Irvine Improv. What's new? What'd they do?
Wow, it's 500 seats. They said, Bobby can't sell out 250. Let's make it twice the size. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I think everybody's out to get me. It's 500. It's a theater, so they can book some of the giant theater acts and guys like me.
Do they ever, because I've been to those concerts where they put up the black curtain, when you don't sell the seats so it doesn't look so bad, and you're like...
They cut it in half?
Yeah, well, they don't do that for me because a lot of the seats they save for my imaginary fan club. So about 200 of them show up. There's always 200 people in my site imaginary. They're great. Can we go to traffic now? God, this show's all over. It's a mess.
Follow Bobby Slayton at Pitbull of Comedy on Twitter. Are you pretty active on Twitter?
Yeah, I killed David Brenner on Twitter. I don't know if you know about that.
No, what'd you do?
Tell you that story? I'll tell you real quickly. Because the late, great Joan Rivers picked up a tweet. I think Twitter went down for a minute. David Brenner was a great friend of mine. The kids listening don't know who he is. He was the first guy to put me on TV before Johnny Carson. And, he was a big comic in the 70s and 80s. Brenner was tremendous. And we became really good friends. And his son had called me and said that, he was dying. And Jimmy Walker, this is all Jimmy Walker's fault. JJ Dynamite Walker.
Right.
Sends me an email, this big blast that David passed away. And then, so I put it on Twitter, rest in peace, my friend David Brenner. And then Richard Lewis sends me an email. He goes, don't say anything about David dying till he's dead. And I go, well, I just thought he was dead. So and so then Joan Rivers, I think, picked it up. And all of a sudden, it was all over Twitter that David Brenner's dead. And I started that. And then he died like an hour later, so I might have helped. I don't know.
My God.
Why is that funny?
Bobby.
Can we go to traffic?
Oh, my God.
I was on an imaginary role here. So many deaths in my family,
my
and
God,
friends the
that's
last couple of months. It's been a
brutal.
nightmare.
Now, what do you do when someone dies? Do you take them out of your phone?
Well, when Robin died, it's hard to take somebody out of my phone. There are a lot of people that I've taken out of my phone because they're dead to me.
Right.
Like your number I took out a long time ago.
Delete.
He lost my number.
Now they're back on the show. No, I'm putting it back in. I got to get it again. I go, he's dead to me. I thought I'd be on for a year. Heidi, I kept thinking, because I know she always wanted me. I knew you were the one keeping me.
Yeah, that is true. You do drive that lesbian car. It makes you very
You
attractive.
still driving that thing?
I knew you'd remind me about that car. I still have it. It's a little blue box. It's a clown car.
Well, what is it? It's the one.
It's a cube.
The cube.
My wife and I told you this last time. When I pulled to Home Depot, the Mexicans asked me if I want a job. In the parking lot, they come to me. They feel bad for me, all the guys. Pathetic.
Go see Bobby tonight at the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa. ComedyMagicClub.com. Hollywood.improv.com for your tickets for tomorrow night, Hollywood Improv. Then if you want to do it next week, again, Friday and Saturday at the Irvine Improv, Irvine.improv.com. Thank you so much, man.
You should bring me back like Frosty. I should be the new Frosty.
You think so?
Yeah, or the new Siegfried or something. Something, I don't know.
We'll just say Frosty got AIDS and it's you.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want
I'm
to
just
do.
saying, he's like
He's
super
very thin. He's
very thin.
yeah.
And
You go to traffic. I got 11 hours to kill. I got to get to Hermosa Beach. I got jokes to write, things to do. So I got to get out of here.
all right, man. Bobby Slayton, thank you so much.
Thanks,
We'll come
guys.
right back. We're Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS. Now, to get the show in its entirety, on demand, and if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day, all you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.